the visitor no one expected. For months, astronomers repeated the same line: an interstellar body named 3I, Atlas would glide past the inner planets, flash like a cosmic spark, and be gone forever. A harmless, beautiful flyby. But the universe rarely does harmless without a reason. And now the James Webb Space Telescope, our most advanced eye on the void, has delivered numbers that overturn the entire story. The orbit is shifting. The behavior is impossible. And for the first time, serious scientists are saying the thing no one wanted to say aloud. Atlas may not just pass Mars, it may collide with it. And that's only the beginning. This isn't behaving like a normal comet at all. Its motion is precise, its gas jets fire like thrusters, and the deeper the data goes, the more it looks less like a frozen rock and more like something steering itself. A comet that acts like a ship. When Atlas was first spotted on July 1st, it looked routine, a bright smudge racing in from interstellar space at nearly 87 km per second relative to the Sun. At that speed, the Earth-Moon distance is crossed in under 80 minutes. But comets approaching the inner system normally slow, break apart, or flare irregularly. Atlas did none of that. It began a steady, subtle acceleration. Its orbit tightened. Its coma doubled in brightness within weeks. Spectra revealed intense ultraviolet spikes and unprecedented carbon dioxide outgassing. Instead of random sunlight-driven jets, Webb picked up perfectly timed bursts, thrust like pulses at 17-minute intervals. Not chaos, but choreography. From near miss to narrow target as Webb, Gemini South, and NASA's JPL tracked it, the revised path became alarming. What was once a safe flyby turned into a hair's breadth pass at under 2 million kilometers from Mars. Worse still, models show that even a tiny nudge, a fraction of the energy already seen in those gas bursts, could shift it into a direct strike. Those 17-minute pulses are not random vents. They line up exactly with Mars's orbital plane. Atlas isn't drifting, it's aiming. Not ice. Echoes of metal. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb and colleagues went public with a radical paper. Atlas may be engineered. Radar pings from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and Goldstone returned hard, metallic echoes unlike any comet ever measured. Amateur long-exposure photos showed 3 green, needle-like plumes converging toward Mars, pulsing in sync with the vents. Loeb suggests this could be a deliberate approach, to crash, to deliver, or to plant something. Probes. Signals. Spores. The target is surgical, the intent unknown. A strike like nothing in history. If Atlas hits at its current mass and speed, the energy release would dwarf any nuclear weapon ever built. The crater would be 60 kilometers wide and 5 kilometers deep. Debris could escape Mars's gravity and scatter through the inner solar system, potentially crossing Earth's path years later. But the risk isn't just rock and dust. Mars hosts decades of instruments, rovers, orbiters, life detection experiments. An impact could destroy priceless data and unleash biological unknowns. Heat and shock could crack open deep crustal layers and expose underground reservoirs, or mix Martian material with whatever Atlas carries. Some biologists call this reverse panspermia, life seeded not from Mars to Earth, but to Mars on purpose. Synthetic signatures. In its final ultra-deep scan, Webb detected traces of engineered molecules, synthetic polymers and carbon nanostructures mingled with the gases. These are not products of vacuum chemistry or cometary heating. They're manufactured. Isotopic ratios in carbon and hydrogen match nothing else in the solar system. Atlas contains things that shouldn't exist in space, and all of it is headed for a planet that still may harbor life. Emergency task forces were convened, not because anyone could stop it, but because time to signals in motion. A SETI-linked cryptography team took Atlas's orbital data, times, velocities, vectors, and compressed it like a deep space transmission. Out came a structured pattern of numbers matching elemental signatures: carbon, oxygen, silicon, iron. Between them, prime number sequences, countdowns, recursive gaps. The implication: the flight path itself is a message, not in radio but in movement. Impact or no impact, every maneuver is a word, every interval a letter. The Martian connection. Atlas's revised path crosses directly above Elysium Planitia, a geologically young region marked by concentric ridges and spiral flows. At its center, a perfectly circular basin lined with crystalline silicates that pulse faintly in infrared at regular intervals. Long dismissed as a quirk of geology, it now looks eerily like a beacon, a rendezvous point written into the planet's crust. Then came another shock. Webb detected a shadow object trailing Atlas at a fixed distance. Not debris. Not gas. A dark companion mirroring every move, unaffected by gravity. Atlas may not be alone. It may be the carrier of something far stranger. Patterns older than history. Researchers overlaid Atlas's trajectory on ancient sky maps from Babylonian, Mayan, and Andean cultures. They found a recurring motif: a serpent of fire, curving from the outer dark toward the red planet. Even the debris dispersion pattern predicted for a Mars impact matches a pre-Incan calendar stone's carvings. This suggests Atlas isn't just passing through history, it may be history repeating itself. And Mars may not be the target at all. It may be the trigger. The awakening of Mars. As Atlas neared, the ExoMars Trace gas orbiter recorded spikes of xenon rising from Martian fissures near Cerberus Fossae. Subsurface temperatures rose. Magnetometers picked up a faint, structured pulse repeating, 17 minutes, the same rhythm as Atlas's gas bursts. Webb's light curves now show recursive Fibonacci-like sequences, echoing organic growth and DNA spirals. The countdown may not mark an explosion, but a resonance, a convergence of energy, orbit, and consciousness. In the last 72 hours before closest approach, orbiters detected an infrasonic signal originating beneath Olympus Mons, Mars's greatest volcano, long thought dead. Its waveform mirrored Atlas's pulses exactly. For the first time, scientists asked aloud, is Mars responding? Has it been waiting for this moment? A code of life. In Atlas's vapor trail, Webb found repeating strands reminiscent of RNA, not terrestrial, but structured for replication. Parts resembled encryption keys, others matched musical intervals. This is life as language, a living code designed not to survive space, but to transmit through it. And as Earth, Mars, the Sun, and Atlas lined up for a rare triad of angles that echo ancient monuments on Earth, a bigger picture emerged. For millennia, humans unknowingly built markers to this very configuration. The red witness. The blue observer. The golden source. Atlas isn't destruction, it's the keystone falling into a planetary lock. We were always part of the pattern. We thought we were tracking a comet. In truth, we were watching a ritual, a performance written into the bones of planets. Atlas didn't just arrive. It aligned. It responded. And as it passed, every world it brushed whispered back. Mars may be the stage. But Earth? We are the audience and the participants. The final impact may not be physical. It may already be reshaping our understanding of Mars, life, and ourselves. Because in the end, Atlas didn't come from Mars. It came for our attention. And now that it has it, one question remains: accident or invitation? Call to action. This story is far from over. What happens next may not be televised. Share it with someone who still thinks we're alone. And ask yourself, was Atlas an accident, or a signal waiting millennia for us to notice?